Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat. I'm a travel advisor and I am recapping my first Disney cruise. We woke up early on day 2 wanting to check out the theater on the ship to go see Wish. We've been wanting to see this movie, but it's opened in theaters and we've never actually taken our toddler to the theater. So this was great practice. I highly recommend, especially for parents who are not sure how a movie is going to go for the first time for your toddler, and you're on a Disney cruise, be sure to check it out. They have private movie theaters. We had the whole place to ourselves if you go early enough. But it was a great opportunity to check out the theater and get my daughter acquainted to that experience. We had a blast. This is the view of Castaway Cay from the ship, and we could not wait to disembark and check it all out. It was a beautiful, cool day, but warm enough to swim. And we just loved bumping into characters on our own Disney private island. Yeah, there's Captain Hook. And we even saw Jack Sparrow on the walk. Oh, he reminded us that it's Captain Jack Sparrow. So this is definitely the peak of fantasy, being on a private island in the Bahamas with all your favorite characters in their best beach gear. Here's a view of the family beach at Castaway Cay. So it's one of the first beaches that you're going to walk up to when you disembark from the ship. As you could see the Wish in the background. So that's where we disembarked and we walked over to the family beach. There's tons of seating. You definitely want to wake up early and get out there as soon as possible if a priority for you and your family is to be as close to the water and have seating as close to the water. That's less of a priority. I will say getting to the beach a little bit later and you'll still find seating. There's plenty of seating, many rows of seating. And then they have different types of shops set up where you could buy souvenirs or any types of gear you might need for the beach. There's even a post office on Castaway Cay. So I thought that was a really special way to send postage back. One note is that you do need Bahamian postages to send from the post office on Castaway Cay. This is where you are going to enjoy lunch on the island, better known as Cookies or Cookies 2. There's going to be a couple of these lunch spots throughout the island, and on the private beach side for the adults only beach, there's also a spread there for lunch. So all of the lunch and all of the beverages that are non-alcoholic are included in the price of your sailing. So something to keep in mind. The beaches were beautiful, the water was beautiful, and there was tons of activities to do, from tubing to snorkeling to just hanging out in the beach. They even had an outdoor play area for different age groups with splash pads on the inside of the island, and different types of physical activities to do inside the island, including participating in the 5K where you can get a medal once you complete it. So there's tons to do on Castaway Cay, and I definitely recommend exploring the island. There are options to rent cabanas, but there aren't many cabanas on Castaway Cay, and you get early access to rent those cabanas depending on your Castaway Cay status, so how many times you've sailed with Disney before. So it's super competitive to get cabanas. So unless you're staying concierge or you've had more than a dozen trips on Disney Cruise Line, the odds of you even having access to reserve a cabana are slim to none. Hopefully that changes though, with more access to cabanas at Disney's new island, Lighthouse Point. But a big goal of mine on this trip was just to take in everything that comes with the cost of your Disney cruise. Disney's known to not nickel and dime you when it comes to their cruise line, so a lot of the attractions are included in the price of the sailing. So we did not do anything extra that would have caused us to spend a little bit more money on like dining options, aside from booking an experience this evening at a rum tasting. But other than that, we had a great time at the beach and thought that everything that was included was very thoughtful. Of course, we were dining at Arendelle on our second night, but not before seeing Mickey in his pirate's costume. This was just such a special moment between my daughter and Mickey. She was all dolled up, and Mickey really appreciated that. He can recognize a queen when he sees one. My daughter and my nieces were just so excited for Arendelle, and it was just a delight. Listen in.
Here's to be pleasing your ears in the meantime. Please be clapping for these very fine music makers, the Royal Kindred Trio.
Once you get on board, you'll find out what day you'll be eating at each of the rotational dining locations. So on the second day of our cruise, we are scheduled to eat at Arendelle. We had amazing seats, and our server knew we had a lot of littles in our party, so I know that he went above and beyond to make sure that we had great seats. That's just something that really goes hand in hand with the service. You're going to have the same servers every single night of your cruise. They really get to understand your preferences and what you like. And so this was sort of a benefit of that, having really amazing seats. If you have a preference for what day you go to which of the rotational dining, you can still go to guest services when you get on the ship and see if that request can get fulfilled. I believe there's some wiggle room there, and so it's worth asking. I had to leave this in here because we felt like absolute rock stars at Pirate Night. So let down your hair and definitely lean into the theming. This was our rum tasting. I 10 out of 10 recommend having some time if you're able to enjoy some adult time on the ship. There's many activities to do so. This wraps up our last day right before our last dinner on the ship, and I was already thinking about our next sailing, leaving the ship. So I definitely turned into a master wayfinder. And if you are starting to think about planning your next Disney trip, and that might turn into a cruise, be sure to reach out to me. I'd love to help give you ideas and suggestions and really tailor my suggestions to your family's preferences. Like I mentioned before, I am a travel advisor. My link's in the bio. I'd love to start planning your next vacation. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am going to have a continual series on some of my recommendations while traveling to Walt Disney World, whether that is in Anaheim, California, at Disneyland, or Disney World in Orlando, and how to be the best Disney cruiser. Thanks for watching.